Okay, with these gusty conditions, that wouldn't have been a bad time to throw up another defensive lob. Make him beat you with something tougher than just blocking that ball into the open court.
That one's called wide. Jonas Svensson, whole serve, makes it 3-all. There's Agassi.
Running. Good start, and Safer towards the outside is about the first out. Deep Pile got a check soon after the start and went back to be last. Foi Jean is going quickly between horses to join Safer at the end of 200 metres, followed by Way of Hope. Janinski on the fence is close, and just behind those came Looker, Marks Gain and Potsarica, and then Zipper Moore given time to find her feet. She looked a scramble there for a stride. Zipper Moore 2 lengths away Best Western, and about 4 last after an early check as Deep Pile around that first bend, and Malcolm Johnston took Foi Jean to a narrow lead over Way of Hope. Safer third on the outside, Janinski fourth on the fence, followed by Looker, and then Marks Gain 1.5 lengths to Potsarica on the inside of Zipper Moore. Deep Pile has caught them up. In fact, she's taking off around them now, Deep Pile, and back at the tail, Howdy Mammon. They're packing up very tightly at the 600 mark. Janinski got up on the fence to share the lead with Way of Hope and Foi Jean. Safer losing ground as they turn for home. Deep Pile sustaining a long run right around the field now. Howdy Mammon is taking off and going with it Zipper Moore, but heads a turn for home over the rise, and the leader Janinski is just in front of Way of Hope, and Deep Pile is now under pressure, followed by Zipper Moore and Howdy Mam. Janinski is clear when they top the rise, led by 2 lengths, but Zipper Moore's coming after her now. Zipper Moore on the outside, closing fast on Janinski, and they're clear of Deep Pile, who's battling on strongly. Zipper Moore on the extreme outside, hit the lead about 50 metres out and is starting to draw clear now, and Zipper Moore is too good, wins by more than a length. Deep Pile an enormous run second. Third Janinski, followed by Safer and Way of Hope. Well back Howdy Mam, who died on a run. Marks Gain never in it, and then Potsarica, Foi Jean tired, and so did Looker, who's last of all.
Top greyhound Eureka Man last night made it a hat-trick of big victories this year when he won the Trusty Maturity Final at Olympic Park. Eureka Man started the odds-on favourite.
The Trusty Maturity Final is one of the most prestigious greyhound events in the state, and behind me parades the 8 finalists. The dogs were barking Eureka Man. He started a very short-priced favourite from box 4. Immortal Flash got up on the inside a second, then Ravello, good one, Eric. Eureka Man in front as they wheel the home turn. He led by 2 lengths, looks to have a winning break. Immortal Flash getting up on the rails, but the favourites home. Eureka Man wins the final of the Maturity by 2.
He's a shy dog, but he's getting out going, you know. He's just like, I suppose, a teenager, you know, getting out of his, away from his mother's apron strings, if you could say, you know.
Well, last week we showed you the faith healer who has cured some of England's top soccer stars. Today, it's the latest in healthcare for the 4-legged variety. Acupuncture is the new craze in greyhound racing, and it's working miracles.
A back garden in North London might seem an odd location to begin a revolution in the sport, but in this game, results are all that matter. State-of-the-art equipment is used to run an overall check on the dog's health. Its paws placed on special electronic pads.
The reading there was 40. If we have a reading below 50, which we had in this case, we are actually indicating there is a severe problem with this greyhound.
After a thorough diagnosis, the latest in canine acupuncture does the rest. The greyhound feels no pain, the flinch, pure reaction to a tender area. The horror film image of gruesome, gigantic needles belongs firmly on the cinema screen.
On the end of it, it's a rubber bushel, and it's an electrode. Doesn't hurt them at all.
It's just 6 months since the equipment hit the market. Dinas says it's paid off for him already.
My last 8 out of 10 runners was 1.
The only people who aren't impressed are the bookmakers. £56,000 taken from their satchels in just 2 meetings at Wembley. Some reports say they're still paying it off. Trevor Harris in London for the 10 Evening News.
And the horses race tomorrow at Flemington. For the quadrella, Dan Millicky likes the combination 1, 9, 3 and 5. The quad extra, 9, 3, 5 and 9. The daily double, 9, 3 and 19 in the first leg into 5, 1 and 6. Lucky long shot, race 6, horse number 9, Bowl About. And that's all in sport, David.
Thank you, Steve. We're going
to grab hold of some tag team wrestlers. That's a classic from America. Yeah, great to see globetrotting Johnny Tapp back from the United States, where for the past fortnight he's been giving the Yanks an earful of race calling Aussie style. Let's join him now out at Royal Randwick. And Tappy, you've got the Hollywood suntan, son.
Yeah, Ken, sunny California they call it. They're not kidding, because I did not see a cloud in the sky for 12 consecutive days over there. The weather was absolutely magnificent, and I've come back to this rot that's going on in Sydney at the moment. A shocking day at Randwick. We've had heavy showers on and off, and the track is now very heavy as we come to the McWilliams Wines June Stakes. And Kenny, in going down to you, just in case you're wondering, we can't learn a single thing off the Yanks regarding horse racing. We're a mile in front in every department.
That sounds good, John, and it's beautiful to see you back. Great to hear that voice. And John's too modest to tell you all this, but the Yanks absolutely loved him. He could have had a contract for as long as he liked. And we're not going to let him go. We're keeping him here at Channel 9 and in Australia on the wide world of sports. But more important things just for the moment. Number 1, High Regard, is at 3-1. Number 2, West Dancer, is 7-1. Prankster at 9-1. Autumn Dew is 3-1, getting out now to 13-4, 3.25 to 1. Hot Zephyr is scratched. Mary Ruler at 16-1. Now, Miss Comanche's my tip. She's at 4-1 into 7-2. She's been very well backed at the moment, showing, oops, she's in again to 13-4, showing $4.30. McKechnie seems good odds at 16-1. 33-1 King Knight. Dream Faith was scratched this morning. 50 What a Life, 25 Vibrant Night, 60 Our Folly, 50 Marinsky, 200 Loctoni Prince, and 100-1 Sea Chest. I'm on Miss Comanche, and here's the man who's on the ball, Johnny Tapp.
Righto, Ken, and the rain is tumbling down. The sun was out half an hour ago, but it was very momentary, and the weather has closed in from the south, and it is absolutely teeming at the moment. Now, 2 to come up, Autumn Dew and Mary Ruler in the old June Stakes, a race that's been on the AJC calendar for a long, long time. Now, Mary Ruler moves up, and they're about set for a start. McWilliams June Stakes, they face well. Starter Bill Cooper getting onto his rostrum, has the button, and they're about to break. One of the jockeys saying, wait on, not ready. Now, the front gates have sprung open on number 3 gate, I think it is. But fortunately, the horse stayed in there. They close those gates again. Starters ready. They'll jump at any second. Set, off. And first out, West Dancer. He began like a flash towards the outside, quickly into stride, Vibrant Night. Mariinsky is showing good pace, and McKechnie handy, followed by High Regard, Autumn Dew. King Knight settles down midfield on the inside, out very deep as Mary Ruler. Further back then as Miss Comanche and Loctoni Prince. What a Life, followed by Our Folly, Prankster. And dropping out to be last of all, and a long way back, Sea Chest, as they race to the 600 metres mark, and they're fairly flying. West Dancer, the leader, about a neck. In second place, Vibrant Night. 2 lengths away, Mariinsky, then Miss Comanche coming into it quickly, followed by, at the head of the others, McKechnie, and further back, High Regard, as they turn for home, where they're all over the place. West Dancer in the middle of the track, straightens up in front of Mariinsky, followed by Vibrant Night, and then Autumn Dew and Miss Comanche, and High Regard is running on gamely as they top the rise, but West Dancer dashed away. West Dancer quickly put 3 lengths on Miss Comanche, running on very strongly, followed by Mariinsky and High Regard, but it's all West Dancer with 100 to go. He's 3 or 4 in front of Miss Comanche, who can't go any better, and West Dancer's going to run out an easy winner. A double for Malcolm Johnston as West Dancer goes on to beat Miss Comanche. High Regard under the 60 kilos, a big run for third, and then Mariinsky, Mary Ruler, Vibrant Night, McKechnie and Autumn Dew, Prankster, Loctoni Prince, Our Folly, Sea Chest and What a Life, and King Knight pulled up with the tail enders. Oh, he never stops trying, High Regard. Once the rains came and this track deteriorated, his job looked almost impossible, but he's run third, and he just tried his heart out in the pale green colours with the red cap. See him coming through there into third place, but full honours to the winner. Do you know there was a time this horse could not handle heavy ground? He's learned to do it, and as I said earlier, if you live in Sydney these days, you've got to learn to do it. West Dancer, number 2, to pay $7.60 and $2.50. Miss Comanche, number 7, a place dividend of $1.60, and third, number 1, High Regard, $2.30. That was the big one, the McWilliams Wines June Stakes on Wide World of Sports.
We are the
appearance.
Embassy the leader, a half in front. Arc Regal running second. Alpine Flyer third, then From the Planet Isle over on the inside. Then Noble Club's Gypsy Rogue. Don't Play pulled out wide, followed by Select Prince, Tiny's Finito, Planet Ruler, Comrade, and Petrero giving them a mile start. Arc Regal loomed up on the outside. 200 metres to go. From the Planet, Plush Embassy boxing on gamely. Isle just behind them, looking for the way clear, and they're in front of Alpine Flyer. Plush Embassy's kicked again on the inside. He's just in front of Arc Regal. Plush Embassy a neck in front. Arc Regal can't get to him. Isle in third place. Plush Embassy. Plush Embassy's won the Stradbroke. Second, Arc Regal. Third.
And that was the big Foster's Sprint at Eagle Farm, Kenny.
Thanks, George. At least the sun's shining up there in the north. OK, last week we tracked 560...
Months ago, Peter Mertens was nearly killed in a shocking race fall. Mertens broke his neck and his career looked finished. But Mertens has fought hard to get over his injury and today at Flemington scored his 7th Metropolitan winner since making a miraculous comeback.
Mertens, who is now based at Mornington, has had a most successful run after coming back from breaking his neck in a nasty fall 18 months ago. Today at Flemington, Mertens piloted Vendetta Bay to victory in race 3.
But Vendetta Bay's joined in and took the lead. Piccadilly Pearl coming again. Vendetta Bay got to the front lane near the post from Piccadilly Pearl and Warricado. And Vendetta Bay wins dead heat second.
4 months ago I thought I was finished for good.
What happened?
I had a race fall at Pakenham and I broke my neck and my collarbone and took a long time to come good.
And the quadrilla at Flemington today, 1, 6, 1 and 5, $79.15. The quad extra, 6, 1, 5 and 2, $469.65. The daily double, 6 and 5, $20.90. Extra double, 7 and 1, $9.95. Finally in sport, you'd think lacrosse would be the last game that could turn violent, but think again. It was the end of the American college lacrosse season, and Syracuse University was up against Loyola in the big one. It was the first period of the game, and a minor altercation soon erupted into an all-in brawl. Officials described the match as unsportsmanlike. That was an understatement. Fists, helmets and sticks were flying everywhere. In the end, Syracuse won the fight and the match 21-9 to win its 3rd successive lacrosse championship. Also in good form were the San Diego Padres and the New York Mets. It was an all-too-familiar scenario. The batter hit by a wayward pitch, the batter getting upset, the batter throwing wild punches. This match also erupted into an all-in brawl, and as the teams rushed onto the field, it looked a bit like the charge of the Light Brigade. Just for the record, the Padres beat the Mets 8-4. And hopefully it won't be like that tonight, but at 8:30, a telecast from Olympic Park, an historic night in Melbourne, Queensland versus New South Wales in the State of Origin. Hope you can join us then, David.
Thanks, Stephen. Sydney.
OK, thank you, George. It's the Mark View Champagne Handicap on a very heavy track at Randwick, and there are all sorts of theories as to what makes a mud runner, and I haven't yet been able to find the man who can make an accurate assessment. Some say it's the action of the horse. It's certainly a confidence factor. Some horses are just full of confidence on wet ground. They stride right out. Others take little short steps and obviously don't do their best. Well, Ken, I don't know whether Sizzlap's confidence is high or otherwise, but I get the impression when a garden hose is turned on, he gets the giggles.
Yeah, and they've backed in today too, John. He's been very, very much in commission, and he's displaced Summer Vice's favourite on course. Let's look at these prices. Number 1 Record Dash from the TJ Smith stable is almost $7-1 now, $7.90. Sizzlap, a hot favourite at 2-1, $3 even. Been very, very well tried in the ring. Brixton Town's my pick. I think he's got a super chance. He's paying $9.20 on the tote, or just over 8-1. I've got my cash on Brixton Town. 4 Fun is at 20-1. 5 and 6 Portrait and Regal Harry are both out. Peaceful Kingdom is a 33-1 chance now. Right Missile, he's also been fairly well backed at 7-1. 9-1 now Beat the Charge, just easing a fraction. Summer Vice, $3.80. Fractionally over 2 3/4 which is 11-4. And It's Lunchtime to be ridden by the girl, Miss Jody Ridge is at 16-1, out to 20-1. We might have time to sneak in race 6 in Melbourne here. Race 6 in Melbourne, the big go was Grooming, ridden by Michael Clark.
Followed by Apollo Warrior, very deep as Southern Challenge, followed by Timar, and back behind them Roseanne's Boy, and they're followed by Futurism. Coming down towards the 300-metre mark, Abstainer about to be tackled by Aquila, who's bolting up on the outside. And here's Timar with a good run, coming after them very quickly. Abstainer tackled by Aquila, and Timar joining in down the outside and finishing on well as Grooming from a long way back now. Grooming is coming after these leaders. Aquila just in front, but Grooming on the outside is grabbing it. Grooming on the outside level. Grooming takes the lead, and Grooming has got up to score 4 from Akula, and Timar maybe third. Highly Geared was a big run on the heels of the place getters, came from last.
John Russell was your caller, and boy, didn't Grooming finish with a great run to score in the last few bounds. Now, Summer Vice has moved up to complete the line here for the Mark View Champagne Handicap Race 7, and the starter vaults onto his rostrum and picks up the button, and they're ready to break. Light flashing. For Fun. An imported horse is the inside runner. He makes a lunge forward in the gate. For Fun, they're off, and a bit slow, Brixton Town. He's a clear last to leave the gate. Record Dash bounced out in front of For Fun. Now Summer Vice is going hard from the extreme outside, and Johnston's going to press on and try and head them off. But Summer Vice has got to work very hard. Record Dash made him work early. For Fun in third place, and Scissor Lap easing to fourth. He'll be suited the way this is being run. A length and a half to its lunchtime on the inside of Right Missile, and then Beat the Charge, followed by Brixton Town, and Peaceful Kingdom racing deep at the tail of the field around the first corner. And Summer Vice led, but he had to do plenty of work to get there. For Fun is in second place. Record Dash running third on the outside, 2 lengths away. Scissor Lap joined by Right Missile. A bit more than a length to its lunchtime, 2.5 to Brixton Town. Well back Peaceful Kingdom, and Beat the Charge on the inside as they go over the crossing at the 800 mark. And Summer Vice is a clear-cut leader now by a length or more. Right Missile wide out is looming up into second place as they come to the 600 mark. Record Dash third, and then For Fun under plenty of pressure. Now Scissor Lap wanted to drop the bit and is being hard ridden as they come to the 600 mark. Further back it's Lunchtime, and then Brixton Town, followed by Beat the Charge and Peaceful Kingdom. They're spread out over plenty of territory, turning for home, and the big grey Right Missile about 10 off the fence leads over Summer Vice. For Fun, Record Dash, and Scissor Lap at the moment is not doing enough as they come over the rise where Right Missile is well clear. Right Missile by 2 lengths. Summer Vice getting another go on in second place. In fact, he's pulling ground off the grey again. For Fun hard up against the inside rail, followed by Record Dash. Right Missile starting to paddle. Summer Vice is coming at him again on the outside. Summer Vice wants to hang in badly. Johnston's on one rein. He's got to pull Summer Vice away from the other horse, but Summer Vice under difficulty gets there. A great ride by Johnston. Summer Vice beat Right Missile. It's Lunchtime third, followed by Record Dash. Brixton Town Beat the Charge. Scissor Lap was beaten a fair way from home, and then For Fun, and tailed off his Peaceful Kingdom. I reckon Malcolm Johnston will regard that as a low ride, because that horse was on one rein all the way down the straight. If you notice there, Johnston has the whip in his right hand, and all the pressure on the left rein. Look at the way he's pulling the horse's head towards the grandstand to prevent him running in behind the heels of the leader. Look at him there, he's in dire difficulty. Now, to be able to still coax the horse to victory speaks volumes for Malcolm Johnston's ability. Summer Vice didn't want to win, but he won because of the skill of his jockey, who now makes it 3 wins for the day. Summer Vice, the winner, number 10, is going to pay $4 and $1.90. Right Missile, number 8, a place dividend of $2.10, and which one third? Which one third? It's Lunchtime. 11, it's Lunchtime third, $4. Oh gosh, on the winner. I thought Malcolm was riding that horse. He certainly, anyway, it doesn't matter who rode it. Ian Ghosh or Malcolm Johnston. It was a tip-top effort. OK, no numbers up as yet for some reason. It's clear cut, so they should be up. Ian Ghosh on the winner, I beg your pardon. Malcolm Johnston has been riding it, and I just had a mental block that he was on the horse again, but a great effort by that kid. OK, numbers official. 10, 8 and 11 on Wide World of Sports.
Still to come.
Champagne Handicap run over 1,600 metres has been run and won. Let's check the results now. And the New South Wales TAB dividends, the correct numbers, 10, 8 and 11. Summer Vice, $4 and $1.90. Right Missile, $2.10. And it's Lunchtime, $4. Kenny Callender has a tip for race 8 in Sydney. It's number 4, Vain Promise. Good luck, punters. AFL, 3 games being played. It's round 11 of the competition, and we're looking at progressive scores at the moment. At Windy Hill, match of the day between Essendon and the West Coast, and it's 41 pays 25, and I reckon Essendon have already won it. VFL Park, the game is between St Kilda and Geelong, and it's a good score in favour of Geelong at the moment. And at Princes Park, Hawthorn, the Hawks up against Sydney, and looking too good, the Hawks already, Max.
Yes, well, life for Sydney not continuing to be a lot of...
Where, mate? What? Okie doke, here we are, Royal Randwick, last event of the day. Gee, the visibility has dropped to rock bottom now. In fact, they're in a pea soup fog as they approach the starting gates. Now, interesting story about one of the runners here between the lines was bred initially by well-known Sydney businessman and racehorse owner breeder Jeff Wild, who actually gave the horse to his daughter Jane as a 21st birthday present some 3 years back. The horse has been lightly raced. He's had 4 starts for 1 win and a couple of placings, and is now raced by Mrs. Jane McLean, daughter of Jeff Wild. So, Ken, no doubt Jane will be sitting in the stand at the moment at Randwick, biting the old fingernails.
And giving Between the Lines a big cheer. And he's got a great chance because he does love the wet track. He's the best back runner. My tip is Vain Promise. His problem is the wet, but he's probably the best horse. Let's look at the prices. Snowplow is at 7 to 1. Mr. Exclusive and Star Heat are not running. Vain Promise on the tote now is out to $2.80, which is 7 to 4. A little bit easy in the ring because of the wet track, but he'll run well, don't worry. Galleon's Gem is at 8 to 1. Bo Shannon was scratched this morning. Gold Brigand has come in a bit further into about 9 to 1 now. Chiming Night is a scratching. Hayman Island at 8 to 1. Between the Lines, $3.30, just over 9 to 4. He's been very well backed in the ring, and I'm sure Jane would like him to win. 40 to 1 Ras Magic, 50 Big Star Wrist, 66 Sir Zodiac, 66 Wingadell, and Kenzan is at 100 to 1. They're the prices. I'm on Vain Promise, but there's about 8 or 9 still to go in, so why don't we have a look at race 7 in Melbourne, where the hot favourite was Apollo Run, and among the entries I noticed was also that Gay Deceiver from the Bart Cummings stable, Oakwood.
Melbourne. At the head of the others then came Tiendi, followed by Urangi, then Glacier Peak. Apollo runs a long way back, and so is the Farmer. 300 metres left to go, and the Gay Deceiver Oakwood had kicked a one. Is going well, Oakwood. Down towards the 200, he's 3 lengths ahead of Instant Policy. Tiendi running on well, followed by the Farmer. Apollo Run can't win, but Oakwood is out full of running with 100 metres left to go. Looks to have it all parcelled up. He looks in no danger. Getting a bit weary near the line, but Oakwood will win it nicely. Oakwood has won it by 3 lengths. Second home, Lord Melbourne from Native Neptune, third.
OK, John Russell's call of that race in Melbourne. And now we turn our attention to the final one at Randwick. And as you can see, visibility is rock bottom. But they're all in there now. And those amber lights, just look at them on top of the gates, casting a very eerie glow indeed through the murk and gloom. Lucky this is the last, or they'd need tail lights. Gates open, and they're off and running in the last with Kenzan being squeezed out. He went straight back to the tail of the field. Hayman Island bounced out in front of Gull Brigand. Ras Magic is spearing through towards the lead in the early stages, and right up there with them when they get going, Vain Promise. He'll settle about 5th on the inside rail, and Between the Lines is now scooting between horses to join the leader. Ras Magic just led Between the Lines in the run to the first turn. Gull Brigand third. Big Star Wrist is travelling deep around that corner, followed by Snowplow, Hayman Island. On the fence, Vain Promise, and about 2.5 lengths away, Galleon's Gem, followed by Sir Zodiac. Some 8 lengths to Kenzan, and Wingadell not handling the going at the tail of the field. Inside the 800 mark and Between the Lines shares it with Ras Magic, and Gull Brigand moves up to make a line of 3. Hayman Island fourth, followed by Vain Promise and Snowplow between horses. Big Star Wrist losing ground, dropping out of it. Galleon's Gem is not handling the conditions. Then Sir Zodiac and Kenzan, and Wingadell is last as they turn the corner. Into the straight Between the Lines, about 8 off the fence, just led Gull Brigand sticking with it. In third place, Snowplow, then Vain Promise, followed by Hayman Island, and none of the others a hope. Over the rise, Gull Brigand quickly headed Between the Lines. Vain Promise not finding much. Snowplow battling on with Hayman Island as they come to the 200. Between the Lines, now Vain Promise on the inside is getting a go on. Vain Promise has burst through on the inside to tackle Between the Lines. Snowplow coming through in the middle. Vain Promise just the leader. Snowplow trying to pick him up, but Vain Promise is holding on, and he'll just win. Vain Promise has lasted to beat Snowplow. Now third, probably Gull Brigand in front of Between the Lines. Kenzan made up many lengths, followed by Sir Zodiac, Hayman Island, Ras Magic, Wingadell. Well back then came Big Star Wrist and tailed off Galleon's Gem. Photo call for, but Vain Promise has given Malcolm Johnston a treble. And Vain Promise looked as though he'd have a job winning at the 200, where he was a length behind the leaders under heavy pressure and seemingly not doing enough. But shortly after, they started to paddle in the going, and Vain Promise grabbed the lead and then just held off Snowplow, who did a very good job under his huge weight. Vain Promise 290 and 170, Snowplow 220, and I think Gull Brigand third, was it? Yes, he looked to get third, Gull Brigand, which was number 7, a place dividend of 230, and I'll guarantee That time it was Malcolm Johnston on the winner, and that gives Mighty Mal 3 for the day. And you've seen the last live on Wide World of Sports.
Been completed. I suggest we check the result and the New South Wales TAB dividends. Let's have a look. It's the Hanwood Ports Superfecta over 1,400 metres. The correct numbers 4, 1 and 7. Vain Promise $2.90 and $1.70. Snowplough was second, $2.20, and Gold Brigade, or Brigand rather, $2.30. Hard word to say this time of the afternoon. All right, almost full time, and the 3 matches being played in the AFL.
Will play host to the World Jumping Jockeys Championship over the next fortnight. 8 countries will compete in this series, which will be held in 3 different states.
Jockeys from Japan, Sweden, Germany, France, England, Ireland and the United States will compete against the Australians in the Schweppes World Jumps Jockey Championship, which kicks off in Adelaide tomorrow. The 7 overseas guests arrived in Melbourne yesterday, accompanied by videos which showed some of the most spectacular footage. This steeple in Germany has a lake the horses and jockeys must swim across just 3 furlongs from the finish. And American Greg Ryan was fascinated by the race.
That looked as though it was a cattle drive, coming to that river there, making the horses swim across. I raced in Baden-Baden.
The clash of brilliant colts Dr. Grace and Stylish Century proves the racing spotlight is well and truly on Brisbane tomorrow. Both 3-year-olds have their final derby hitouts in the Weight for Age O'Shea Stakes. Meanwhile, they race at Sandown tomorrow. Selections for the Quadrella 1, 2, 3, 8. Quad Extra 2, 3, 8 and 6. Daily Double 2, 9 and 7 into 8, 10 and 3. And the lucky long shot is race 7, number 8, Mantelpiece. Dan Malicki for the 10 Evening News.
Thank you, Danny. Peter Donegan back with all the weekend sport, but from me, that's it, David.
Thank you, Stephen.
Racing spotlight shone on Eagle Farm this afternoon for the running of the $550,000 Stradbroke Handicap over 1,400 metres. Smart Melbourne Galloper Isle was the popular pick on the heavy track, but as Brian Martin calls it, he had to play second fiddle to a marvellous finish.
Don't Play pulled out wide, followed by Select Prince, Tiny's Finito, Planet Ruler, Comrade, and Petrero giving them a mile start. Arc Regal loomed up on the outside, 200 metres to go from the Planet. Plush Embassy boxing on gamely. Isle just behind them, looking for the way clear, and they're in front of Alpine Flyer. Plush Embassy's kicked again on the inside. He's just in front of Arc Regal. Plush Embassy a neck in front. Arc Regal can't get to him. Isle in third place. Plush Embassy. Plush Embassy's won the Stradbroke. Second Arc Regal. Third was Isle.
So an all-Victorian finish in the Stradbroke, a fine result for the Noel Kelly, Gary Murphy combination. To the doubles and quaddies from Flemington today, the extra double on 3 and 16 paid $124.60. The daily double returned $60.80 for the combination 9 and 14. Picking 3, 9, 6 and 5 in the Quadrella would have earned you $341.25, and the quad extra on 9, 6, 14 and 4 paid a rather handy $2,394.80. Giant Scott Fisher.
Victoria had 3 representatives in the $550,000 Stradbroke Handicap at Eagle Farm today, and the trio filled the placings with the Noel Kelly-trained Plush Embassy revelling in the conditions to lead all the way.
Onto the home turn, and Plush Embassy will lead them into the straight, a half length in front. Arc Regal moving up in second, running third just behind them. Gypsy Rogue from the Planet hooked out and starting to come home well. Isle getting a nice run up along the inside, and Alpine Flyer was next. Down with 250 to go. Plush Embassy holding to the lead. On the outside, Arc Regal coming at him. Plush Embassy, Arc Regal, and from the Planet and Isle going between them, but Plush Embassy's holding to the lead. Plush Embassy in front. Arc Regal on the outside, can't get to him. Plush Embassy fights back and wins. Plush Embassy first.
3 of Victoria's best wet trackers dominating Queensland's top sprint. Plush Embassy at 9s for Gary Murphy, defeating Arc Regal at 12 to 1, and Isle was third. Well, at Flemington, Michael Clark broke a run of 43 outs with a double. The most impressive winner of the day was Sharp As, the Grand National favourite, who carried 69.5 kilos to a soft win in the Lachelle. He started at 15 to 8 and favourite, defeating the South Australian Master Eclipse at 8 to 1. Georgie's Son filling third at 10 to 1. It was his 7th win over the jumps for Sharp As. Race 2 went to Sculptured Arch. The blinkers back on today. Easy in the betting at 10 to 1, but he was too good for Demon Fever and Olympus. The third, The Chase, was won by Contract, his 4th steeplechase win at Flemington. 12 years of age he is. His first win came in the Crisp back in 1985. The 4th, first of our replays, the Provincial Plate. hit the front at the 200. He's drawn away. Ashen Prince out of the pack is finishing well, and then double-ended Marabou's Phantom in front. Ashen Prince picking him up on the inside. Marabou's Phantom about to hit in front. Ashen Prince diving up. They hit the line. Bobbing finish. I think Ashen Prince has kicked up and beaten Marabou's Phantom in the photo. Third placing to double-ended and then Rome.